Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video of Sword of Convallaria. And you may notice on my screen, your lobby has changed. Well, it's because this is a new update, of course. Uh, it looks like there's a lot of things going on here. So let's look at the events real quick. So it looks like we got a new event. Oh my goodness, another new event. What kind of event is this? I'm hoping it's not like the one that we had, like the Fight Night in Barrowland, but we'll have to see. Oh, there's a cutscene. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay, I may have to skip that one and see. Oh, it is one of those things, huh? Okay. Yeah, I see. So, anyway, we're gonna have to look into that one. Like, I guess, I guess the developers of XD is like, you know what? I'll throw you another event. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I kind of feel having those two events running simultaneously at the same time while I'm still need to catch up on the Fight Night Barrelland. This is gonna be a problem for me at least. Anyways, let's see what we have in the shop and see if there's anything new. There's a new item that's available here. Refined trinket gift pack. This one costs about like the original cost of this is 3,000 of those astro gems. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, astro gems. But however, it is on 77% discount now, which it will cost you 680. And that one is roughly priced in real money as, let's see, how much is that one? 10.99, which is a good deal to grab. But of course, only to those who are like premium members, because to those who are free to play, I don't think you'll be able to get that one because this is premium currency. Reputation. Let's see what else am I looking at here. Nothing else. And then there's memorial. Yeah, where you can get yourselves a new avatar frame, which I can do so right away by doing this. You don't have to play the event if you don't feel like to, but I'm gonna pick these up because these are pretty nice. I think that's it here. Okay, so let's look at the banners because there's a new banner, or I should say new Destined banner. So let's see what is going on in here. We already covered Karis, which is the last week's. This week there's a new Destined banner. This one features the returning character of Cocoa. Yep, she's finally back, and if I was thinking about summoning here, I am not going to because for one, I already own Cocoa, but the other character that's also on this banner is Miguel. And this is the character I do not have, which I might consider getting, but at the same time, I don't feel interested with this character, so maybe not. I don't think I'll be able. I don't think I'll be summoning here. At least not yet. Although I'm not saying Miguel is bad per se, it's just that it doesn't really work with me. So, anyways, let's talk about what Coco does. Although I already explained what she does previously during her debut banner, but I don't mind talking about this again. So, Cocoa is is part of Builder's Builder faction, as well as Fortitude. So, anyways, let's dive into what her trait is. Breakfast happiness. Cocoa possesses block, which makes sense since she's a defender. Although you might think, how can she defend? She has no shield. Well, she used her big pot as the shield, which is pretty bizarre, but it works. Her HP is increased by 20%. At the start of each round, she grants breakfast to the two allies with the lowest HP percentage within 2 tiles of herself. After a breakfast or bento effect is triggered, the target gains happiness. So you might be thinking, what does this do? What does this do? So, anyways, let's talk about what breakfast is. Is a buff at the start of the turn recovers 15% HP and dispels one debuff, which is pretty nice. This is more like a support type of defender, which is pretty interesting. And Bento is a buff. At the start of the turn, recovers 25% HP and dispels 2 debuffs. So for the best effect, I would say Bento is the best one because you'll get like almost twice the amount that you normally would get for breakfast. And Happiness is the buff that is actually very huge. For all skills, reduces the energy consumption by 1. After use, cooldown is reduced by 1 turn. Remove after any action is taken. So yeah, if you have the Happiness buff, you are going to be able to use your skills with 1 less NRG, which is pretty nice. And on top of that, the cooldown is reduced by 1 turn as well, if your skill even have a cooldown. But however, if you end up just doing standby, you're pretty much wasting it. So use it in the right opportunity. And worry not, because I am considering showing you her full kit because I do have this character after all. So let's continue. We got no turning around, which is the basic skill that she has. It's a single target attack. Cocoa deals 100% physical damage. When performing a back attack, there's a 70% chance she'll inflict stun on the target for 1 turn. Can only be triggered once per target per battle. So yeah, this attack is really basic, but however, if you able to do like a the back attack, you'll get the opportunity to stun them, which is a good chance, 70%. Next up, we got Cocoa's Treasure Chest. This one is a decision skill. This one you can choose up to 4 different ones. Like this Springing Bandage, which is the one that you can use to heal allies within 1 ring around her. Ancient Potion, which is another healing item. Snow Lotus is the one that can possibly remove dispel debuffs. It might be no, it's not. It's increasing your damage output and damage reduction. Okay, and then the hallucinate gen no gentic mushroom. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. It's just kind of hard to pronounce that word. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'll just call this mushroom. But anyways, this one does like a piercing damage of 30% of their HP, and then this will pour them to sleep. And sleep effect is literally just like kind of like stun, but it's actually not as punishing as stun, because if you get hit while sleeping, you are pretty much waked up, which makes sense because honestly, how can you sleep if you get hit? Unless you're a deep sleeper, that is. But for real though, like the sleep is basically stun but less punishing. That's what I'm trying to say. And then after that, when afterwards, it's gonna inflict 2 stacks of infection, which is the thing that will stay on you until you cleanse it. And then this can be cast up to 3 times. And also, by the way, all these have like a limited amount of uses, so you use them wisely. So yeah, Spring Bandage you have 5 times before you run out, and then the Ancient Potion you have 3 of those Snow Lotus, and 3 mushrooms. So be sure to make use of these things, because if you use them for no reason, you're pretty much wasting them. And she has a reaction skill called Stay Strong. After being hit by a single target attack, heals the character and 1 other ally with the lowest HP percentage within 2 tiles around the character for 12% of the caster's HP. And this can be activated 2 times per round. Which honestly, this skill is pretty good. Like basically, if you get hit, she's gonna heal up some of the damage. That the gate some damage, of course. Like doesn't matter how high the damage is, as long as she survives, she's gonna heal. And this also includes the ally with the lowest HP nearby as well. And there's also a potluck protector. I mean, this is the guard skill, or I would say passive, because this will activate at any time in battle, and there's no limit of how many times it will activate. So when blocking, damage taken decreases by 15%. If the character is not dying, performs assist cover to all other allies within 2 tiles. Okay, there's that one part I didn't notice, because as long as the Coco is staying healthy above the dying state, she's going to block all those hits for you. As long as she's not into the point where she's losing a lot of HP, because that's when she won't be able to protect you. And finally, we have Iron Pot Stew. This one is a healing skill. Cocoa heals all allies within 3 tiles around her for 30% of her HP, and grants them crit 2 up and crit damage 1 up for 2 turns, as well as a bento effect, which is pretty nice because like bento is actually really awesome here for Cocoa, and this is what she looks like initially. Yep, you remember this face, right? Yep, it's the same exact Cocoa that I just got last time, and this is what she looks like in the max level or max star level. I mean. And now let's move on to Miguel, the other character I don't have but I'm not planning to summon. So let's take a look at what he does. Although we did use him a bit in certain events. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was one of those like where honestly, I don't remember. It's like actually no, it was not those events. It's the Fool's Journey. Yeah, one of the Fool's Journey where in one chapter where we look at the backstory of Miguel. It's a pretty interesting one and maybe a sad one if you think about it. Anyways, this is his trait, swiftness. Increases Miguel's attack by 15%. He can jump over allies, enemies, and neutral characters, and items without consuming movement. The effect can be activated up to 3 times per round. Before using a skill, if he has jumped, he recovers 1 NRG, up to 1 time per round. After jumping, before using a skill, he inflicts Scorch on the target for each instance of physical damage dealt. Yeah, this trait sounds pretty nasty. But here's the thing, I like I said earlier, I don't think I'll be summoning here because I need to reserve my resources. That's another reason. And secondly, Miguel, he's a great character, but it's just that he is not for me. Could be busted, but I don't feel like summoning for him just yet. Although I might change my mind later, but for now I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna summon yet. Okay, and then this is his basic skill called Filthy Blade. Basic attack, single target attack. Miguel deals 100% melee physical damage. When it becomes a back attack, damage dealt is increased by an additional 20%. His attack also inflicts 2 level 2 attribute debuffs on the target. The effect lasts for 1 turn. So you might think, what does level 2 attribute debuffs are? So this is what they are. So it will apply the following of like attack 2 down, crit down 2, physical defense 2 down, magic defense 2 down, and healing received block. So yeah, all that debuffs that are part of this category. So yeah, as you can see, this is pretty dirty if you think about it. And then next up is one of his skills called Brutal Kick. It's a single target attack. Miguel deals 100% damage and knocks the target back by 2 tiles. Inflicts move 2 down on the target. The effect lasts for 2 turns, then activates Pursuit. When deals 50% damage and which deals 50% damage and knocks the target back by 1 tile. Yeah, this is actually which is actually pretty nasty if you think about it. Like after you kick the enemy, you just proceed to shoot them afterwards, like dealing like half of that, half the damage that you did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that skill is really dirty. And what's even dirty is that there's this here called Blinding Powder, which is another skill that he has. It has a 4-turn cooldown, 2 NRG cost, and the kick one is 3 NRG, but no cooldown. Anyways, the Blinding Powder is an instant skill. Miguel inflicts blind and then damage 2 down on all enemies within a 3x2 area in the target direction. And this will last for 1 turn. And by the way, you might be thinking that that is super easy to inflict, right? Well, here's the thing. If you're doing this on Hasna, I'm afraid that it's not going to work because she is blindfolded and she is blind immunity. So it kind of makes sense that they make her blind immunity because she doesn't even have eyes exposed. She's wearing a blindfold after all. And then Miguel also has bounty hunting. This one doesn't cost you NRG, but has a 4-turn cooldown. And Miguel locks onto one enemy for 3 turns. Whoever defeats the target recovers 2 NRG. Before allies land an active attack on a marked enemy, they gain 2 random level 2 buffs for 1 turn. So let's see what level 2 buffs are. So, anyways, the level 2 buffs includes attack 2 up, crit 2 up, the physical defense 2 up, magic defense 2 up, move 1 up, and then healing 2 up, and immune to attribute debuffs. Yeah, all that is actually pretty amazing here. And finally, we have this skill called Mourner. I think this is what it is. It's a 4 energy cost, 2 turn cooldown, and it's a physical damage. Miguel targets the second, third, and fourth tile in the specified direction, with each of his hits dealing 40% fire AoE damage to enemies within a 3x3 area. So yeah, this is his signature skill, which you get in the highest level possible, highest rank. I mean, yeah, this one is actually pretty nasty. Like it does inflict fire damage, which will make them take extra damage, which makes sense. And now let's talk about what his factions are. So I actually like to call this by faction because this is what essentially is when it comes to like languager inspiration. So anyways, he is part of Propel States. He's also part of Discipline, and he's also part of Drifter. So yeah, these are interesting lineup. Although funny enough, Hasna is actually in this category as well. And this is what he looks like initially. Yep, nothing out of the ordinary. And this is what he looks like as a 5-star. Anyways, what do you guys think about this banner lineup? Let me know in the comments below. And if you wanted to summon here, well, let me know your results. If not, then that's alright. You don't have to do that. Anyways, hope you all find this video informative, helpful. I'll see you all next time.